Happy New Year, church. I hope you're excited about the coming new year. And while this is not a holy day or a holiday for the church, it is a day of which the people around the world turn a calendar page and begin to look forward. And so I wanted to share a text that was near that, but I wanted to say to you two things about 2024. First of all, it just seemed to fly by. I can never remember a year. And maybe this is what happens as we get older. The years go by faster, and then also the trauma and challenges of life get greater. I've lost more friends, did more funerals than I can count on two hands in 24. Just was a really challenging year for those around us, and yet the church had the best year it's ever had. So we know that we live in the tension between the blessings of God and then also those times that are challenging for the people we love. So whatever 24 was like for you, I do hope you're looking forward to 2025. All right, so let's take a look at a controversial passage that Jesus shares. It comes from the book of Luke, chapter 9, beginning in verse 57. It says, as they were walking along the road, a man said to him, I will follow you wherever you go. And man, isn't that how we are, man? We are quick to declare our allegiance to Christ. We're quick to declare our loyalty and how we'll walk with him and be with him. And then the excuses come. Jesus replied, foxes have dens and birds have nests, but the Son of Man has no place to lay his head. He said to another man, follow me. But he replied, Lord, first let me go and bury my father. Jesus said to him, let the dead bury their own dead, but you go and proclaim the kingdom of God. Still another said, I will follow you, Lord, but first let me go back and say goodbye to my family. And Jesus replied, no one who puts his hand to a plow and looks back is fit for service in the kingdom of God. So let me tell you where Jesus gets a little grief about this. He gets some grief because he's given the impression that he's anti-family or that he's not compassionate at the loss of an individual. So when you dig into this passage a little bit deeper, you begin to realize that in all likelihood, the man who rejected the thought of following Jesus because he had to bury his father, well, his father was probably still alive. What he was doing was using a delay tactic. Yes, I'm happy to follow you, but I think there's some things that should happen first. And one of those things is I should wait till after my father passes away, right? So that's kind of the general unpacking of that passage. But also it's a reminder that once the people we love have passed, they've passed, and now their memory resides in your hearts. You can't go back and change the reality of their life and death. And then he talks about this, how this person says, Lord, first let me go back and say goodbye to my family. Again, just another excuse to delay following Jesus. Isn't that really what we're talking about? So here's what I would tell you that about this passage, because I love the final text. I use this all the time. Anybody who puts his hand on the plow and looks back is not fit for the kingdom of God. Because here's the reality, church. You can't change what has been behind you. You can't go back and change anything that happened in 2024. You can't actually really go back and probably fix anything that you broke in 2024. In all likelihood, what is done, and it cannot be changed. The only good that comes from the past is to leverage it for the future. Leverage it so you don't make the same mistakes, so that you don't ignore God. But the heart of this passage is to, once you commit to follow Jesus, don't look back. Don't look back. Jesus is in front of you. So here's what I said. I would have this phrase: don't let the failings of yesterday keep you from following today. Don't let the failings of yesterday keep you from following today. Listen, I know as much as anybody the challenges it is to follow Jesus every day, 24/7. I experience them. I know you experience it. But at the end of the day, the call to follow is just that. There's not any wiggle room. It's not like, hey, I'm going to follow you Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday, and the other days I'm going to follow what I want to do. That's not what the plan is. The plan is to follow him. So the question I have for us as we are on the precipice of 2025 is that when you get to the end of it a year from now, will you have been found following Jesus, or will you have been found making excuses why you can't follow Jesus? It's a fork in the road. You can only go two ways. You can either follow the Son of the living God, the creator of the universe, or you can make excuses. Well, that's the challenge, right? So many of us will be making resolutions and all kinds of crazy promises that we'll probably fail and break before the end of January. But what does it look like to commit to follow Jesus? And I'm going to tell you, there is no more greater life-changing choice than that. I pray that you will discover your cross, pick it up, and follow him in 2025. I look forward to us having another great year together in Take 5. We'll pick up where we left off in Titus here in a week, but right now, just enjoy the fact that 2024 is in the books and 2025 is coming. It's a chance for all kinds of new possibilities. I love you, church. Look forward to seeing you next week.